Okay, and we are live. What is up, Copy Squad? It's your boy Kyle Milligan coming to you live from Boca Raton, Florida. And today I want to talk about why free stuff is bad. And so today I'm actually going live from my YouTube channel instead of from the Facebook page. And the reason for that is someone recently said to me that you should dominate one channel. And I am not dominating on Facebook by any means, so it's YouTube. So anyway, what I'm going to talk about is this free stuff idea that I had. I moved this to the wrong side of the room. And I got this inspired today because someone asked to work for me for free. And I thought about it, and the idea is to exchange some sort of like mentorship, some sort of like lessons, learning, and they'll work for free. An unpaid internship, if you will. And my initial knee-jerk reaction is I don't see how either one of us benefits from that arrangement. I didn't get to get into it with him personally, but my thoughts are I'll give my basis for this instance, and I'm also going to tell you like how free stuff can hurt your business, how free stuff can hurt your clients, and how free stuff can hurt your prospects. I got all that stuff. Well, I got some notes written down. And then I also got one more bonus at the end of that. I think that just making someone pay isn't enough. And I'll explain what I mean by that in just a second. Okay, cool. So with this particular thing, like working for free, I know that with copywriting, there is like the idea of spec work. You turn in some work and you hope you get the job because you did a good job. I think that's a little bit different than working for someone for free, which just sounds more like an employment sort of deal. But basically, when someone is having to work for someone for free, that means they aren't working for someone else, or they're taking away time that they could be working for pay. And whenever you're taking away time that you could be working for pay, first, you're not getting paid. So that's an issue. That means, okay, so if you're working for experience, then you're taking that experience and you're going to go try to apply it for pay. So who's going to end up suffering on the receiving end of effort? It's probably going to be the person that you're working for free so that you can work harder to get more money. You're kind of siphoning knowledge there. So my knee-jerk reaction is working for free doesn't really benefit either party. For the person who is working for me, I won't benefit that much, I don't think, because they'll be just basically trying to siphon information and then go apply that to some sort of paid gig. So that's not great. And then, so I'm getting harmed there. I won't be getting 100% effort. They won't be getting any pay, so that obviously is harmful for them. So they're having a huge opportunity cost. And the short-term relationship where they might help for a little while and then bail and take their knowledge and run, well, that hurts the whole relationship, right? So I just kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit because it came up today and spawned this whole idea of working for free and getting free stuff. Now, in Oren Klaff's book called Pitch Anything, all right, I want to talk to you about this. He says that people want what they can't have, chase that which moves away from them, and value that which they pay for, which I've always thought was a really important lesson. I got some examples for you on that. So we talked about someone working for free, and if they don't really value getting paid, the word free still applies here. If they don't, have the value for getting paid, they're not going to give 100% effort, right? So that's not something very valuable to them, that job. It doesn't have like a very high, there's no reason to give 110%, right? Because you value what you pay for, and you chase that which moves away from you. So I can basically, you want what you can't have as rule number one, right? So if you can't afford or have the time or have the skills, you will go acquire those skills. You will go figure out a way to afford the thing, and it will make you a better person in the long run. And I know this is some philosophical shit that doesn't really apply to copywriting directly, but I will get into business now. I'm going to go ahead and just go straight to that. So another example, let's talk about free stuff in the form of events and tickets. Events and tickets. And this is something I've been thinking about with the Copy Squad Inner Circle, because when people bought my back-end product called The Process for the price was $800 at the time, I grandfathered them into a squad that I hadn't built yet called the Copy Squad Inner Circle. And my fear was, well, they're not really paying for the Copy Squad Inner Circle, they're paying for the process. So I worry that they won't really appreciate the community that they've got access to. And I've seen kind of like a split. Like I've seen a lot of people just not engaging who were grandfathered in, but I have seen some people who are actually leaders in engagement who got grandfathered in. So it's kind of like, I don't have the jury's still out on that, but I do have another example. And this is like a free bonus example, right? So free bonus. So I recently purchased a $2,000 Knowledge Business Blueprint by Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi. And I ended up buying that because of this irresistible offer from Russell Brunson, where he pitched this incredible bonus stack of like $130,000 worth of products from his ClickFunnels group mastermind inner circle thing that he had. And he basically just went around the room and said, who would throw in something for free? And he just stacked it up. And I had that irresistible offer pull where I was like, holy crap, I can't say no to all these bonuses. That's way too much value. I'd be a fool not to buy, right? It's a lesson in irresistible offer. And that was a unique learning experience to be on the other side of that coin, right? So I was like, okay, I'd be a fool to miss this. It's the irresistible offer in action right there, taking action on me. And so I bought, right? I paid $2,000 to get in the Knowledge Business Blueprint and get all those bonuses. But guess what happened? I haven't looked at the bonuses. I have been looking at the Knowledge Business Blueprint, and I'm not even all the way through it. And guess who's going to finish it very soon? Because I'm going to finish it as fast as possible because I paid for it, right? I paid the money to get the program. I didn't actually pay for those bonuses. They kind of came with it, and I haven't really gone back to look up those things. So I did find them once, and a lot of the links were broken, actually. So hopefully Russell Brunson and his friends have fixed that. But the thing that I paid for, the Knowledge of Business Blueprint, is the thing that I keep coming back to and trying to go through, and it's a fantastic product so far. So another example. So I will translate that. So basically, he had all these free things, right? So they don't really benefit me because I didn't pay for them. So they were great in getting me through the door, getting me to take the offer. But they didn't really benefit me because I didn't pay for them, so I don't really value them the way I value the actual core product. That's the thing I'm going to go through, right? Even though the other things might be just as good or valuable, I value the thing that I paid for, okay? So, and then it doesn't really benefit the people who sold it to me or offered it up because we're not building that relationship. They're not getting an opportunity to bring me into their world and indoctrinate me and then sell me on other products, okay? Another example, free tickets, free events, free sort of gatherings, anything like that. So I'll give you an example, two examples. There was some sort of reference in a book. I can't remember if it was a scientific study or an anecdotal reference, but basically concert, there are tickets out. People paid like $70, $80, something like that for tickets. Someone got a ticket for free. Bad weather happens. The person with the ticket they paid for ends up going. The person with the free ticket stays home. There's no investment. They don't value that which they did not pay for. I can give you a more scientific answer. If you look at, my girlfriend is a hairstylist and she does these hair education classes, and they're live. You go to like a salon and she'll teach you about hair, right? The people who get like some sort of special offer where they end up getting a ticket for free, like via Instagram or Facebook or some sort of like contest or whatever, it's sometimes whenever there's not enough hoops to jump through or hurdles, those folks who get free tickets some way or another, like through the salon itself or something like that, they can often not show. While people who pay for these tickets, right, sometimes up to her prices change for every class all the time, so I don't know what exactly they're paying. But the people who pay are far more likely to attend, right? So people value that which they pay for. So it helps out my girlfriend because she, gets to have a bigger audience to speak to. And again, like I say, bring people in her world, create a relationship and network. And it helps the people who paid because they're far more incentivized to show up for the thing that they invested in, okay? And then I got, so we talked about, here we go, let me give you a lowdown, the examples. Working for free. I don't feel like working for free really helps if we're talking about like an employment sort of style, because there's no incentive to give 110% effort, and then both people involved don't benefit, I don't think. It'd be much more beneficial for the employer to just pay someone, get a better effort, and then the ROI goes up, So number two, bonuses. Giving away free bonuses definitely stacks the offer, creates that irresistible offer and pull that gets people through the door and gets them invested, but gets them like super hyped and greedy and salivating for that extra free stuff, and they feel like, oh, I'd be stupid to miss this. But at the end of the day, how many people actually end up opening the bonuses? I've heard the stats for my job at Agora Financial, and it's low. It's like 1%. So it's one of those things, like, you can get them through the door, but are you really helping by stacking such a huge opportunity as much as you could if they were so, then the thing that they're paying for, if that makes sense, right? I'm not saying that bonuses are bad. That's what I don't want you to think. I don't want you to think that giving away free bonuses is stupid. And again, I don't think that giving away free content is bad either. I think what's important is we want to end up helping both parties as much as possible, because that's what creates that lifetime value. Okay, so it's all about marketing and sales, right? It's all about the net benefit at the end of the day. And the other thing was about free tickets, free events, free concerts, free anything like that. It's the people who get the free stuff who are far more likely to bail, to not attend if something comes up, if they don't feel like it that day, if there's bad weather, if there's something like that going on. That becomes a bad issue because it hurts the experience of all the people who are like selling tickets. Obviously they hurts the experience of the people who were supposed to attend because they don't get the education that they were paying for or should have paid for, and it hurts the person who's giving the education because they're unable to spread the message. That's a seat that someone else could have occupied. Okay, and then so now here's one thing I'll say. Okay, so I had another thing I wanted to mention and I forgot, but I'm gonna go ahead and segue into my next point, which is that I think paying definitely ups the investment, ups the ante. And I got some comments here. I didn't even check. Alex says people don't value free because no investment was taken. And Dan says, "What up, yo? What up, guys? Welcome to the live." I think I'm gonna stick around on YouTube. I think YouTube's more my channel than Facebook. I'm gonna repost to Facebook or something later. But okay, so we're talking about free stuff, valuing that what you pay for, doing free work, and well, of course, the one thing that I remembered I was gonna talk about this, but I didn't write it down, so it's not gonna be talked about today because if I don't write it down, I'll always forget. As soon as the camera comes on, I forget everything. So anyway, I want to talk about how paying isn't enough. So I say free, free is bad because it destroys the investment. It kind of ruins the relationship, and nobody really wins all that much, right? It doesn't incentivize persons to take action. So you think the opposite, like the next step is to make someone pay, right? If someone pays, then they'll inherently take more action. Sure, the statistical probability will rise, right? Like if I paid for it, then I'm more likely to take action. But I still think that paying isn't quite enough. In the book called The Tipping Point, with Malcolm Gladwell wrote that, he talks about the rule of 150. And basically, once an organization gets above the magic number of 150 people, it kind of starts to just fall apart into chaos. Like productivity suffers, people don't care as much, motivation drops, like everything seems to just go to crap after like employee number 150. So he followed, there's some case studies about some companies that every time their business hits 150 employees, it splits and becomes a new division or a new business on its own. And at the end of the day, Malcolm Gladwell concludes that what makes these things operate isn't, and this is about where the money comes into play, right? It's peer pressure, all right? It's about having a group small enough where your sales guy knows who your marketing guy is and knows who your design guy is, and they all interface, they all talk to each other, and they all hold each other accountable. They all hold each other responsible for their actions. So it isn't enough just to have a fiscal investment, whether you're receiving money or you're paying money out. That will kind of get you to move, it'll move the needle, it'll get statistical probability to increase for action. But what the rule of 150 demonstrates is that what's even more powerful are social conditions, right? Peer pressure. And what we're talking about here specifically is accountability. And I don't know if you saw this coming, but I actually have one of those groups where you actually can pay to get a group that is small enough and specialized to hold you accountable for reaching your goals, for writing better copy, for just executing on the things that you're supposed to execute on. That's what we're trying to build here at the Copy Squad Inner Circle. Is I'm trying to create not just a place where I host a bunch of trainings, but I have bi-weekly conference calls with everybody, and everybody's welcome to attend. The next one's on Tuesday. Anyone in their circle can attend, and I want to sit down, run through copy with you, review your emails, whatever it is that you feel like is the leaky part of your funnel or sales process, or the part you're struggling with, maybe your freelance client or your personal business. Let's sit down and talk about that. Let's talk about how to make more money. This is a place to improve skills and income. And I think by coming down and not just paying a monthly subscription, but I think whenever obviously we talked about money, right? The money increases the probability, but whenever you come to the classes or the office hours, right? You come to the office hours where everyone's sitting there talking together, like you can get that real-time feedback. I mean, I'll be there giving feedback, but other professional writers will be there giving feedback as well. Other marketers, other people with businesses and sales processes who have their own individual insights. That's going to create a relationship dynamic of peer pressure. All right, whether you know it or not, whether peer pressure sounds good or bad to you, it is that dynamic of knowing that other people's eyes are on you and they heard you come to office hours and say your weaknesses, and you need to come back in 2 weeks and talk about it again, and you better have fixed that problem. That is far, far more motivating than even money. So what we talked about is, free isn't great. Free can be bad. Free can be bad because it doesn't cause action. It doesn't cause people to move forward, right? Not in the way that paying does, right? Like Oren Klaff says, people value that which they pay for. That investment causes more action. What's even stronger than that? Social dynamics. Things like persuasion and influence triggers are caused by things like reciprocity, right? That's a social construct that causes you to take action, and reciprocity is like one of the most powerful ones. It's not really persuasion. It's a weird debt to others. So I invite you to check out the Copy Squad Inner Circle. Join us on these conference calls. Lay out all your troubles, man. Let people sit down with you and give you feedback. I'll review your copy and help in any capacity that I can. And there'll also be trainings available for you. Our first one was about email marketing by John Rhodes, and it was phenomenal. All right, got another comment. Sydney, only when I've paid for stuff have I gotten my investment and money back. I think that's a really good point too. Someone emailed me today about the Copy Squad, and that's another good point. Is I said, look, this is not like a free Facebook group. This is a paid group. So this is an investment, right? You're investing X number of dollars per month, and I'm not going to say the number of dollars per month, because basically the pricing structure of this, because once you get into the membership, you get access to all the content. I'm going to have to keep raising the price over time, because it's not fair for someone to get in with just the beginning stuff now, and in a year from now, someone's getting all this in a year of content for the same price. So the price is always going to get up. So I don't think I'll ever mention the price in the video. But I told him, dude, this is a paid group. You're going to invest every month into the group, and as a result, my job is to get you a return. Right? This isn't that's why I don't think I'll ever do a Facebook group. I don't think it'll ever happen, because those are places that people come just to complain about their clients, just share weird things that don't really scale businesses or improve their skill set. No, this is a place to get training. This is a place to make more money. And that's why, again, it's things that you value, that you paid for, that you really take seriously, that you go after and you put in 110% effort. So I think that's a really important note, and I appreciate your comment, Sydney. Appreciate that very much. Okay, so any questions or comments, anything like that? I think I'm about to sign off. I really enjoyed going live on YouTube. It's probably going to become the new norm, I believe. And I know that YouTube has a much stronger lag than Facebook Live from experience. So I'm going to stall just for a little bit longer. Maybe I'll recap while I wait to see if any other comments come through. But you've been warned. I'm signing off in a second. All right, cool. So freebies are down here. Paid is a little bit higher, but social pressure, peer pressure, social dynamics that cause you to take action, accountability mostly is what we're talking about, feeling the pressure of accountability. That's what I want to offer you in the Copy Squad Inner Circle. It's a community of people who are also making money, not just aspiring money makers, right? Okay, I'll check one more time for comments. I'm out of here. All right, thanks so much for tuning in, Copy Squad. I hope this was useful and inspiring, and I'll catch you on the next free video. Peace out.